Hi, everyone. This is the problem I ended class with today. I actually made some slight changes to it, which I hope will make it a little bit clearer and more useful to you. The basic idea is that we had two temperature scales, in this case, degrees Newton and degrees Celsius, and we were wondering how to convert in between them. The important point that I tried to make was that because temperature scales were linear, you could think of doing this on a graph. So I'll put the points that I know down here in degrees Newton on the x-axis. 5 degrees Newton corresponds to 0 degrees Celsius, and 100 degrees Newton corresponds to 316 Celsius. If I now had some intermediate temperature, in this case 100 degrees C, how do I find that temperature in Newton? And what you really need is the equation of the line. Right? There are lots of different ways you can do this, but Excel is useful. And so that's what I want to show you here. If I can switch. Here's how I would do this. I'm going to put in my data points. So degrees C and degrees Newton, I'm going to enter the data. 0 degrees C is 5 degrees Newton. 316 degrees C is 100 degrees Newton. That's right. And I want to make that plot. And the way you do that is by highlighting the data set, going to Insert. You're going to go to your charts and pick a scatter plot. Right? And what will happen is that Excel will try and automatically interpret what you want to plot. In this case, you can see it's plotting 0 and 5 as one data set, and 316 and 10 is the other. If I look at this plot, it does not correspond to what I had before. Right? I want Newton on the x-axis and degrees Celsius on the y. So in order to fix that, you right-click, you hit Select Data, you pick Series 1 and click Edit. Here I can select the X value. So if I click this up arrow, I delete this data set. Then I can choose, oops, sorry, this one, my X-axis values. Hit Enter. Pick the Y values, hit that arrow, delete. I pick those ones. I hit Enter. Okay, okay, okay. And now you can see I have my degrees Newton on the X-axis and degrees Celsius on the Y-axis. I now want to fit it to a line. So if I click this plus, I get an option to add a trend line. There it is. If I right-click the trend line, I get an option to format it. And if I format it down here at the very bottom, I can display its equation. Okay. So the equation of this line is 3.32x minus 16.63. In this case, right, the unknown I'm solving for is 100 degrees Celsius. So y equals 100 degrees. I'm going to show you really quickly how you can get Excel to do things. If you just type in some mathematical operation, 2 plus 2, Excel doesn't do anything. It doesn't know if that's a text entry or something you want it to do. Instead, if you enter equals 2 plus 2, it will spit out 4. In this case, my y value, my unknown that I'm solving for is 100. So I want Excel to do something. I'm going to write equals. In order to get the order of operations right, I'm going to put a parentheses in. 100 plus 16.632 divided by the slope, 3.326, gives me 35.06. Right? And looking at 100 degrees, that seems reasonable. So the answer to this problem is 35.06. I hope that's useful to you, and good luck. If you have any questions, let me know.